Baseball. A wonderful WBC and a great matchup with one semifinal spot up for grabs. Venezuela and Japan, and it'll be Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the bump. Very top of the Venezuelan lineup is somebody who can jump on the first pitch, as he already has done in this WBC. As you see the stars abound in Miami tonight. Japanese fans in the building. Away we go as Yamamoto deals a curveball to start the night. The quarterfinals in Miami are under. And Acuña puts a charge into one. Deep right center field. And what a way to start for Acuña. He's done it again. Exactly what we talked about, exactly what Omar Lopez talked about when we chatted with him in the pregame, as Michael Garcia fouls one back.
Well, took it to the second pitch, though.
Yeah, not the first one.
You want to know about respect for Ronald Acuña Jr.? Yamamoto has a great fastball, 97, 98. First pitch curveball, throws it for a ball. Second pitch fastball deposited to right center in Lone Depot, which is not easy.
Garcia skies one on the infield to the left side. It will be Okamoto, newly acquired now Toronto Blue Jay.
Trying to go in, he just doesn't get it there, and that's not a terrible pitch, but Acuña Jr. is so strong, stays inside of it, just destroys this ball to right center. Most right-handed hitters, Adam, cannot hit a ball like that to right center, and then if you see the Venezuelan bench and the reaction.
Champion in Major League Baseball. Splitter in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Second home run of the tournament for Ronald Acuña Jr. jumping on Yamamoto early. Ball and a strike on Arise, who fouls it away. Rise between the WBC and Major League Baseball has 3 career multi-home run games. They've all come in this ballpark. Remember, a former Miami Marlin who loved hitting in this park. He's done it twice in the WBC, including in pool play. He's only hit 36 homers in his Major League career. 1-2 pitch is in the dirt.
This is where the Luis Arraez at bats you feel like starts. Once he gets to 2 strikes, he's so hard to get to swing and miss. He's so hard to strike out. Yamamoto's going to have to be careful because some reason in the WBC, like Omar Lopez, their manager, said, he steps it up when he has Venezuela on the chest with the power.
Waits for a 2-2, and that one came close to clipping him. And runs the count full. Those who didn't watch pool play, there is a pitch clock. There is replay. There are pitch limits as well. The pitch limit from pool play to the quarterfinals increases from 65 to 80. Arise bounces one foul. We are expecting, though, both pitchers to still be around the 65 pitch area max in this quarterfinal contest. In the semifinals and finals, it goes up to 95.
Every one of these foul balls counts, though. It just is quicker and quicker to get Yamamoto out and get to the bullpen.
This will be the 7th pitch to Arise. Another 3-2. He fouls another one away. You see the Japanese manager, that is Hirokazu Ibata, a former shortstop for Team Japan, played in the WBC 13 years ago. He remembers a semifinal loss to Puerto Rico. 3-2 pitch, and Arise skies it again. Backing up is the shortstop Genda, and he's got it for the second out. After the Acuña home run, Garcia and Arise retired.
Can't get enough of watching that swing on that pitch. That ball's middle in-ish, Adam, and he crushes that ball to right center. That's what makes people just different. You see certain people, and I played Major League Baseball for a long time, even Yamamoto nods his head to him. Guys shouldn't be able to do that.
Suarez takes a strike. A high one at that. And Suarez did not appreciate that call on the high strike from Major League umpire Chris Siegel. Dan Iasonia, the crew chief at first. Michael Tibibijo and Tim Meyer at second and third from Colombia and Germany, respectively. On the ground to third is grabbed by Okamoto. Rest of the side retired in order, but it was Ronald Acuña Jr. getting things started and staking Ranger Suarez to a lead in his second W. Third most runs in pool play belong to Japan, 34 of them in their 4-0 sweep of Pool D. Some power, to say the least, in the top three of Ohtani, Sato, and Seiya Suzuki of the Chicago Cubs. Suarez faces Ohtani, lefty on lefty. And Ohtani will take a strike from a great big game pitcher in Ranger Suarez. Ohtani did not play in the finale against Czechia. He is 5 for 9 with a couple of homers, including a grand slam against Chinese Taipei. For the breaking ball, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike for Ranger.
Ranger Suarez, that's the numbers with the Phillies. He signed a big free agent deal with the Red Sox this offseason to fit into their rotation nicely. Here's his repertoire. Changeup is a key for him. He sinks the ball excellent. The changeup and the cutter, can he get those over the plate? Can he make these Japanese hitters do what they haven't done? And that's chase out of the strike zone.
2-1 pitch. Ohtani golfs it into right field. And the leadoff men have made an impact, to say the least. We're tied. An electric start in Miami. Here's Teruaki Sato.
Shohei Ohtani says, Ronald Acuña, I see what you did there, and I'm going to one-up you. I got 3 MVPs. You only have 1. What a start. Are you kidding me, Adam?
That is unreal. Sato fouls it off his leg.
And that might be the most emotion I've ever seen out of Shohei Ohtani on a home run. Breaking ball. Watch this pimp job. Calm down. Calm down. I'm here. Wow. There are no words how good that guy is.
You could not have asked for a cooler start in this game.
What did Omar Lopez, the Venezuelan manager, say? We're not going to let Ohtani beat us. Well, it's hard to do that at the leading off the game.
Called strike 3. Well-placed sinker by Suarez. Sato doesn't like the call, and there's one down. I can't get over this start. This is just so cool. So much on the line, into the knockout stages, and you get 2 of the most important players in this game, both doing their jobs in the leadoff spot. Here's Suzuki. Take ball 1 inside. Suzuki, a healthy season for the Cubs last year. That was a big deal. 150 plus games as Salvador Perez talks with Ranger Suarez, making sure they're on the same page.
Wow. What a swing. What a bat flip. Everybody calm down. Shohei's in the house. And then the trot. There's a happy camper out there in right field when they catch this ball.
Suzuki back in. 32 homers for the Cubs last year. Suarez deals, and a breaking ball is line foul.
By the way, Adam, we've done 3 games, you and I, in this WBC. We have 4 leadoff homers in these 3 games.
Lucas Ramirez, Aaron Judge, Acuña, Ohtani. Suarez deals low on that changeup. I think we have 5 going. Eaton as well for Great Britain.
Eaton, Ramirez, and then the 2 tonight. 4 in 3 games is pretty good.
That's right, yeah.
And Aaron Judge was the second hitter.
That's right. You're right. Second hitter when he didn't lead that off.
Because he wasn't leading off that night.
Yeah, we've seen some first inning aggressiveness. I think that goes back to the point that you made, though. As early as you possibly can without getting too deep into account. The 3-1 pitch to Suzuki is fouled back, especially considering the pitch limits and how important it is to get ahead. Suarez knew it, too.
That look tells it all as a pitcher. He didn't even want to turn around and look, but he did give the courtesy glance. And I'm telling you, that is the most emotion I think I've ever seen out of Shohei and the whole Japanese team. They jumped over the railing or on the field.
Suzuki takes that changeup, such an important pitch for Suarez, and it's ball 4. Man aboard with 1 out for Japan. So here is Masataka Yoshida of the Boston Red Sox into his 4th season. Lefty in this lineup takes a strike on the inner corner. There are 5 lefties in the starting lineup and 4 on the bench available for Japan. Yoshida's got a couple of home runs in the tournament against Korea and Australia. He bounces one up the line foul, and it's 0-2. Monster WBC 3 years ago and has picked up right where he left off. He drove in 13 in 2023 en route to the Japanese winning their 3rd WBC title. Inside on a slider, it's 1-2. This is the 6th WBC going back to 2006.
We talked about Luis Ariz and what he does when he puts on the Venezuela uniform. Yoshida is that guy for Japan. Talked to Alex Cora yesterday, and he said, we need him to pretend like he's wearing the Japanese uniform when he puts the Red Sox one back on. That's how good he's been in the WBC.
Only averaged about 19 homers a year in the big leagues, but yeah, these emotions, these heightened stakes seem to lift these guys up a little bit as this tournament goes.
Nasty slider there from Ranger Suarez. Drops down a little bit, gets a little more horizontal action on that slider. You see Yoshida way out in front.
Kazuma Okamoto is on a 4-year deal with Toronto. He's going to join the Blue Jays this year after 11 years with the Yomiuri Giants. Okamoto will take a nice curveball, backdoor breaking ball for a strike. This is a power hitter who dealt with an elbow injury last year and still had an OPS over 1,000. Major power hitter in the middle of this lineup. There goes the runner, pitches down and away, throw down to second base, not in time. Now, immediately, Ezequiel Tovar wants a review. He was pointing at Omar Lopez as Suzuki went sliding into second and is a little bit slow to get back to his feet after he slid it hard to the bag.
Goes first move, gets a great jump, and an unbelievable throw by Salvador Perez. Now, the thing is, if Tovar stays on him, he's obviously going to be out. And the last thing on earth we want to see is somebody hurt. But what a jump and a better throw. I think he's out, but if Tovar stays with him, he's clearly out. He slid past the base. This is the angle. He kind of checked up. He's out. Rough slide there for Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah, he banged into the ground prior to getting to the base, and he is being helped off the field. As you said, AJ, that tag looked like it was on the rib of Suzuki prior to him reaching the bag and eventually sliding past it. This is a concern now for Team Japan.
And he's playing center field for him.
Yeah. We get the review. Sure enough, Perez cuts down Seiya Suzuki, and that ends the first. An electric first inning. Ronald Acuña Jr. dice adios. Meanwhile, Shohei Ohtani said sayonara. Interesting way for the leadoff man to say hello. in this WBC quarterfinal. His Dodgers teammate Ohtani picks him up to tie it with a solo shot of his own. The concern right now, though, for Team Japan is who's going to play center field if Seiya Suzuki can't go. They don't have a center fielder out there right now, so Hirokazu Ibata is going to have to make a very early change in this game. Suzuki going headfirst into second base, trying to steal the bag. Gets thrown out by Sal Perez and seemingly got hurt in the process. So it looks like we'll see Shota Morishita, 25-year-old, who will get the opportunity now in center field. A very important part of this Japanese defense. They have a very deep bench. He's got a power bat as well. You'd obviously love to have Suzuki out there, but this is a deep Japanese team, as AJ talked about in the open.
I know they weren't going to play without a center fielder. It just took them a little longer at them to figure out who it was going to be.
Exactly. You heard Tom Verducci talk about Ezequiel Tovar and the excellent numbers he's put together against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He climbs in to lead off the Venezuelan second. And take a strike down the pipe on a slider.
Those numbers make no sense. They just don't make any sense. As good as Yamamoto is, you think no one would have numbers like that against him.
And Tovar with a charge into one to center, and this one is off the base of the wall. Tovar stays hot. That's why he's in the lineup. His numbers against Yamamoto, and he goes after the first one he sees. And feels good about. Saw one right down the pipe on the slider, and then drills this to center.
This is why he's in the lineup. You said it, Adam. And sometimes the numbers don't make sense. You just see somebody really well. After the first pitch slider, he gets a fastball out over the plate. And just misses his third homer off Yamamoto. And new center fielder, by the way, run back to the wall and get this ball. Get loose. I hope you're loose.
And Morishita was immediately tested and sent back to the base of the fence. A man in scoring position here in the second for Gleyber Torres, the all-star with the Tigers.
This game has all the makings for a classic, Adam. I know we're only in the second inning. Both these teams are on it. They're locked in.
Tovar dancing, and Torres takes a close one for ball two.
One thing Gleyber Torres will not do, if you've watched his career in the big leagues, he doesn't chase a whole lot. He is one of the hardest guys to get to chase out of the zone. He will take his walk and he will wait you out.
He's ahead in the count 2-0. And checks his swing. It's a cutter down the middle for a strike. Second WBC for Gleyber Torres, now 29 years of age. Catcher is a two-time Golden Glove winner in the Pacific League. Is Wakatsuki behind the plate for Yamamoto. Torres takes another one, so he's looked at all four, and it's 2-2. Yamamoto going into his third season in Major League Baseball with the Dodgers. A storied Japanese baseball career prior to Major League Baseball. 2-2 pitch to Torres. Hit hard to left field. Yoshida turns around, watches it go off the top of the fence. That'll score a run, and Venezuela regains the lead on an RBI double from Torres. He waited it out, AJ, waited for his pitch.
And then he got a mistake. This was a mistake. It was a splitter that was up and in, not where Yamamoto wanted it, and he misses a home run by inches. The fans behind the left field wall were hoping it would get up, but these guys ain't messing around, Adam. They are here swinging.
Already 3 extra base hits for the Venezuelans. Still nobody out. Back-to-back doubles to start the inning. And a breaking ball drops in on Wilyer Abreu, another Boston Red Sox. Typically the left fielder for the Red Sox. His Red Sox teammate, Yoshida, is currently playing that spot for the Japanese. Takes a big cut of that diving splitter.
That's the first splitter that Yamamoto has thrown. That is the typical Yamamoto split finger that we have seen with him with the Dodgers. First one that was down, first one that dove away from the lefty, and the first real swing and miss he's gotten off that pitch.
Opponents last season hit just 132, a paltry number against that excellent splitter. Takes it just off the plate, 1-2. That was a fastball. Yamamoto's splitter, four-seamer, and curveball saw opponents hit under 200. So you know Miguel Cabrera, one of the hitting coaches for Venezuela, is trying to keep his guys sharp against it. Bouncing ball, right side, and foul.
How about that as your hitting coach, Miguel Cabrera? First ballot Hall of Famer, Triple Crown winner. I thought it was hilarious when Omar Lopez, we asked him about Miggy today in our meeting. He said he yells at these guys what to do, and when we don't do it, he gets even more angry and yells louder at them. How would you not listen to Miguel Cabrera?
He does so much reading of the pitcher's tendencies while other guys are cheering. He is locked in. Play at second base, and diving back in is Torres. So the shortstop Genda, who is one of the best defensive players at any position in Japan, sneaking behind Abreu.
It's the old daylight play. They almost got him. Torres gets back.
Still 1-2 on Abreu. Breaking ball drops outside. Abreu, a platoon guy, really. He hits right-handers 60 points better than left-handers. Making his WBC debut here in 2026. The 26-year-old. Waits for a 2-2. 3-2.
Now it gets interesting if you're Yamamoto. I don't think he's going to throw him a fastball here. He wants to get the punch out right here. He doesn't want to allow Abreu to move Gleyber Torres to third base with less than 2 outs. If I'm him, I'm throwing a split. I think he can get the swing and miss here if he throws him a split that starts over the plate and breaks down.
It's a missing with a curveball high and a walk from Yamamoto. His the first 3 batters for Venezuela have reached in the second. A run already across. And as you said, the future Hall of Famer Salvador Perez is hitting 8th in this lineup. He'll stand in against Yoshinobu. Two on, nobody out for the 35-year-old Perez. Takes a splitter strike.
I don't think he's going to bunt here, Adam. I don't know how many sacrifice bunts Salvador Perez has in his career, but I don't think it's very many. And when you have this guy, your captain, a Hall of Fame catcher hitting 8th, that shows you the depth.
Flies one out towards right field. Coming in quickly is Sato. Can play multiple positions for Japan. He makes the grab for the first out, a much needed one for Yamamoto here in the second. If you were curious, as AJ was, not a single sacrifice.
I didn't think there was
Salvador Perez's 14-year, 1,700 game major league career. One down for the 9-hitter, Jackson Chourio of the Milwaukee Brewers. He takes a breaking ball strike. He does have a home run against Yamamoto. Came in the postseason. Their teams leaning on younger players and younger players. Chourio just turned 22 on Wednesday. Taps it foul, 0-2. That's how old Sal Perez was when he first joined Team Venezuela 13 years ago. Now Chourio, one of the youngest, Perez the oldest for Venezuela. Yamamoto ahead again of a hitter, 0-2. Trying to put away Chourio. Lays off a high fastball.
Interesting to me with Yamamoto, and this is the way he also kind of pitches when he's in the major leagues. He doesn't throw a lot of fastballs for strikes. He kind of shows it. He uses the splitter, the curveball. the slider, the cutter, all the different pitches to get the outs, mainly the splitter. He does not throw a lot of fastballs, especially when it gets hit the way Acuña hit the fastball.
There's the fastball. He gets a swing and miss on it for a strikeout, his first of the night. 2 down here in the second.
But this wasn't a strike. This ball was off the plate. It surprised Churio. He doubled up with the fastball, went high fastball, 0-2, and then he just yanked this.